This is Prime7 Local News with Madeleine Collignon, Kenny Heatley and meteorologist Karl Lijnders with your local weather. Now, Prime7 Local News at 6.
Tonight, a British tourist charged over a crash that claimed the life of a 16-year-old girl. 40 years on, a tribute to the victims of a plane tragedy from our Air Force. We'll show you the local invention that's about to go global.
And finally, some widespread rain developing in the future. I'll tell you all about it and how much will fall next.
Good evening. First tonight, a 20-year-old British tourist has been charged over yesterday's horror smash on the Pacific Highway. A 16-year-old girl died and 6 others were injured in the crash. It's a shocking reminder of the road dangers at the start of the long weekend.
Jade Finn was just 16 years old and travelling with 6 members of her family when she died in a tragic highway smash. Samantha Crowe, Prime7 News.
Across the state, police officers have gathered to remember fallen comrades. In Port Macquarie, ceremonies were particularly emotional, with tributes to 3 heroic officers who died in the line of duty.
On the 9th of July 1995, Senior Constables Robert Spears and Peter Addison were killed in Crescent Head in the line of duty.
Federal Police want help to find a 15-year-old boy who could be in northern New South Wales. Zane Dalblanco is believed to be with his father, Peter. Their exact location is unknown, but they may be in northern New South Wales or southern Queensland. It's understood they're travelling in a 2004 silver Volvo with the registration CYC02X. Anyone with information should contact Crime Stoppers. Coffs Harbour City Council last night granted disgraced councillor John Arkin a leave of absence without pay. Mr Arkin was a no-show at last night's council meeting, his fellow councillors agreeing to his request to be excused from council duties until the 7th of December. Mr Arkin recently pleaded guilty to an illegal U-turn in an unregistered bus, which also had false registration plates. Concerned ratepayer Phil Tripp says the former Deputy Mayor should resign. A locally developed plastic recycling machine is attracting global attention. The goal is to combat the 8 million tonnes of plastic entering our oceans every year.
This Coffs Harbour prototype could be the solution to a global plastic problem. A mobile plastic munching machine undergoing final tests before distribution.
Feeling a little bit nicer this afternoon after a cool change. Let's get the latest weather now with meteorologist Karl Lijnders. So what's happening with that cool change and is it going to stick around? It's
going to stick around, Kenny, which is great news, and high humidity as well right across the region. We'll get to that in a moment. Temperatures today well and truly back down to where they should be for this time of year with light southwesterly winds. So fire conditions have reduced dramatically, particularly in the north this afternoon. Ahead of that change, it was quite warm. It's since fallen away to the low to mid-20s. Satellite picture does show cloud. It did fragment across our part of the world, breaking up, but it's about to reform across central areas and start to move in again over the next 24 hours. That'll just cap temperatures. As you can see, that sliver of blue is where the cloud will be. So the next couple of days, a bit of patchy rain around and cooler temperatures with onshore southeasterly winds, but the rain is set to ramp up in the future. Kenny, some good storms on the way. I'll be back with a detailed look at that.
Next week is going to be exciting, isn't it?
Finally.
You're going to be a busy man.
I will be.
See you soon. Thanks, Karl. Still to come in Prime7 News, Clarence Valley residents in for a hefty rate rise and thousands of festival goers taking over Old Bar. We'll tell you what's going on.
Coming up next at 6:30, tributes to a mother allegedly strangled by her ex-partner in her own home. What an inquest has found about the deaths of 3 elderly people in a New South Wales flood disaster, and AFL and NRL fans gear up for a massive grand final weekend. All that and the rest of the day's national news. That's next.
Clarence Valley residents have been asked to consider supporting a massive 26% rate rise. Council is planning to apply to IPART to increase rates by over 8% each year for 3 years. Residents will soon receive a survey card in the post regarding the proposal. People have been encouraged to have their say and return the survey to Council. The General Manager says residents should read the information enclosed regarding Council's cost-cutting measures before replying. Old Bar will once again transform into a combi lover's paradise this weekend with the annual Beach Festival hitting town. Now in its 13th year, the popular spring event will showcase a wide range of coastal culture.
Nothing says beach festival quite like colourful combi vans with the ocean as their backdrop.
Stay with us. Still to come in Prime7 News, hundreds of keen fishermen ready to throw in a line on our north coast, and action heats up on the final day of the National Youth Championships. The under-13s Northern New South Wales country side only dropped one game on their way to the final of the Football Federation's National Championships. The under-14s weren't quite so lucky, going down 2-0 in the final clash with country Queensland.
Play seesawed for most of the opening half against Queensland Country in white. The under-14s from Northern New South Wales Country hoping to tip the scales after a tense draw with South Australia this morning.
Well, you won't believe this, especially if you've got crops in the ground, but there is heavy rain on the forecast. But don't take my word for it. Karl is coming up next with the very latest. Now for a check of conditions along the coast for those hitting the water. Brendan Back has the weekend forecast for surfers and anglers.
G'day guys, welcome to the weekend. It's been an absolute scorcher this week. Terrible waves though. Hopefully this week's got something better. Let's head on through and see what's happening. Smaller conditions are expected this weekend with onshore winds. Maybe a little better on Sunday. Byron, Lennox and Ballina can expect swell around 2 foot for most of the weekend, with perhaps the heavier set. Onshore conditions will mean surf will be messy, but good for the kids in the southern corners. So get out there and have some fun, kids. Similar conditions can be expected along the mid-north coast with reduced swell and onshore winds. Excellent conditions for rock fishing this weekend, with clean and clear conditions improving visibility despite the onshore winds. The swell won't be too big, so it's going to be pretty nice out there. Check the latest warnings from the Bureau of Meteorology before heading out this weekend to ensure all safety precautions are taken when entering our great oceans. Well, it looks like it's going to be an epic weekend out on the water. Small waves for the groms, perfect for rock fishing. Get out there and have some fun, guys. Enjoy the water. Catch you next week.
Thanks, Brendo. Well, for more on what is happening next week, there is a big event coming through. Karl, talk us through it. It's a storm event, and when is it starting?
Well, right on severe weather time, Kenny. With this part of the year in northeast New South Wales and southeast Queensland, October to April is severe weather time. So as you can see, we have a trough of low pressure that's starting to build up through Queensland and hitting some moisture. And this moisture is expected just to sit on our eastern coastline. Heavy falls expected right through the week. Then another system to come through and enhance rainfall yet again. So the signal for rainfall is very, very high. Overall, expecting some quite heavy falls. I think the maps have just broken down for just a moment. However, I can take you through that. Over southeastern Queensland and northeast New South Wales, we are expecting around about 100 to 150 millimetres of rain, which is welcome falls. Some of that could fall in very quick time. So I'll take you through those details over the next couple of days, particularly from Monday onwards. So with these northeasterly winds, temperatures are coming down. Tomorrow we're expecting a few showers up and down the coast, particularly in the morning and offshore, but inland dry and fairly sunny, and conditions will continue with an easterly flow into Sunday. It'll be in the afternoon and evening. We'll have those showers and storms popping up through central and southern Queensland, and likely to see that drift down and spread out to areas of rain by the time we get to Monday morning. So Monday will wake up very, very wet through most of the north coast, probably north of about Coffs Harbour. To the south, we're looking at showers more frequent in the afternoon from Port Macquarie towards Foster. So we're looking at wet conditions in the north, grading to heavy falls at times. That'll clear up through Tuesday. But beyond that, Tuesday we'll start to see those winds returning to the northwest, so warming up, and then humidity returning. We could see showers and storms returning across the inland areas from Wednesday and Thursday, and then a broader band of rain as we have a cold front come through and lift all that moisture up. So overall, we're looking at a very, very wet week across our region, reducing the fire risk, Kenny. Even though the maps don't work behind me, it's good news all round. We just want to know about the rain.
Yeah, it's a shame about the maps, but are we talking about severe thunderstorm warnings on Monday?
We could see them on Monday morning, so certainly an active morning commute.
Hopefully the radars work on Monday.
That's right. It's public holiday, so I'll have the latest then.
Thank you,
See you
mate.
soon.
See
Bye.
you. And that's your local news for tonight. You can discuss tonight's stories on Facebook and catch tonight's top stories on our website. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the grand finals. Prime 7 News at 6:30 with Daniel Gibson is coming up next. See you Monday.